Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. Afternoon. Okay. So, I'm Michael Morgese. I am giving a talk on saving all the money to buy all the booze, learning to hack all the things on a budget. This is version 1.0.1. So if it doesn't match your pamphlet or the signs, I'm sorry. I suck and I kind of changed it last second. So, this is a GrrCon exclusive version. So, alright, so, disclaimers and warnings. I'm not endorsed nor sponsored by any of the companies, individuals, or memes in this presentation. There are going to be a lot of links. I did that simply because I wanted to save you all some time with your Google Foo. My Google Foo was a little bit strong at the time I wrote this a couple months ago, and kind of re-looked over it and hoped that all the links still work. So figured I'd save you guys a little bit of time too. And then there are some use of memes in this presentation. Actually came out pretty good. So I'll actually talk about that in a little bit. So here's what's different from my previous talk at Converge. There's now more GrrCon. I finally got rid of Monaco. Don't worry about that. There's some new memes, and there's more slides, yay, and there's less potty dance. So my very first talk that I ever gave to a big group was at Converge, and the very first comment was a troll comment, and it said, does anybody get the feeling that this guy needs to go to the bathroom? So that's why saw me running through here to make sure that I took care of that beforehand. So thank you, random internet troll. Love you. Thank you for making my slides that much better, and okay. Anyways, so why am I here? Why? So I wanted to provide a starting point for those that were starting out. So, when I threw my CFP in, there were no talks about starting out. And lo and behold, as soon as we get here, Chris Roberts' talk is about starting out in the industry. So, hooray! I'm like everybody else. So, basically I wanted, if I could take three-year ago me, sit him down, slap him a couple times to get on track, and just throw all the knowledge that I gained in that 3 years and where to start so that I could, not screw up my life, then here we go. So, I also wanted to give some tools to some veterans. Maybe you guys haven't heard some of this stuff. Maybe you have. Maybe I'm just yelling at you for no reason. All of these tools discussed are low cost and legit free. I will not talk about piracy other than don't do it, simply because piracy will get you in trouble, blah, 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 blah. And obviously I want to save money and learn new things. So, if you're looking for either of these two guys, I'm terribly sorry. I'm not that. I mean, on the internet, nobody knows you're a dog or a potato. But, also, if you're looking for that guy, it's gone. It's not coming back. I grew my hair out for charity. Kid got bullied on the internet for growing his hair out, and I thought that was wrong, so I had no problem growing my hair out. I'm a grown man. I can do what I want. So I grew it out, donated it, and now it's all gone. I don't care in the summer. I care a little bit more in the winter when it's a little bit colder, but, we live where the air hurts our face anyway. So, Mike Morgese, Gondrith. I'm a student at Baker College of Jackson, in the cyber defense program that's there. This is my second attempt at a degree. My first attempt was in Colorado for network security, something or other. They didn't name it very well, and I don't even remember it so long ago. I've been working at Baker College as the IT guy there for 2 years. I've been doing official IT work for 4 years. I've been doing on and off IT work for friends, family, myself for almost 20 years. So, I've been a father for 2 years, super excited, and husband for 10. So, but, there we go. Can we just get on with all the things already? Yeah, let's do that. So, obviously the main point to worry about is what computer should I use? you're going to need some gear. So I have a preference on Intel. I've not had any problems with Intel. Some people will kick me off the stage for saying that, but AMD's good too. I'm not one of those Intel guys that say don't use anything but. AMD is a little bit cheaper, less expensive. With Intel, go with an i5 or an i7. It just helps out quite a bit. You can also do the AMD FX Horizon. If that doesn't sound right, that's because I'm not really an AMD guy, sorry. You're going to need lots of hard drive space. So there's externals offer you cheap storage, but slow reads. I found that out really quickly when I was running all my VMs on external hard drive, and also found out that's really not that great because when you drop said external hard drive, all your VMs are gone. So no fun. Internal platter reads, they're great. They're a little bit faster. They do spin, so they get hot. They have slower reads. A little bit cheaper than getting an SSD. Right now, an external 1 terabyte is about $50. If you go with an internal, it's about 65. Solid state, 1 terabyte was running for $100 ago, a couple weeks ago for sale, but it's usually around 270. Another really huge thing to note is that your motherboard is capable of virtualization, so make sure you check the BIOS and make sure that it has a virtualization option. I've run into maybe one computer that's come out recently that's said no virtualization whatsoever, but it was also a cheap $100 2-in-1 semi-laptop thing that was really crappy anyways. So, where can you get your gear? Obviously, there's eBay. Can be super cheap, but make sure you read your descriptions carefully. I had the misfortune of ordering a hard drive and got a hard drive caddy. That sucked. I was like, oh yay, $15 hard drive. This is great. This is exactly what I need. No, it was the caddy. So I was like, well, now I have a caddy to put in. I need one of those anyway. So, you can also check local college surplus. Around here, we've got like U of M and stuff, so you can check around there. They will sometimes price their stuff ridiculously high, but sometimes you'll also find gems in there as well. Someone was selling a server with 2 processors in it for about $15 because they just wanted it out of the door. So someone snatched that up rather quickly, and they love it. So. You can also get new equipment from Amazon Newegg. Obviously that rises the price a bit. What I like to do is if I'm making my own custom build, I use PC Part Picker. It lets you create a whole list of starting with the processor, making sure that you get the right motherboard, making sure that the RAM's compatible with it. If it's a DDR3 processor, make sure that you get a DDR3 memory in there instead of DDR4. It has a whole bunch of links to various things. You can refine that list to make sure that it's something that you order from instead of, like, if you don't like Tiger Direct because of years ago they were sending out, like, bricked pieces of lead for processors because of a mix-up and blah, blah, blah. You can choose who you buy from. If you have a special account with somebody, you can throw that in there. You can put in custom parts. For instance, if you happen to have a piece laying around from your old build, you can literally just throw it on there as a custom piece and say $0, and it'll make sure that it's compatible. It's really neat. So, virtualization, you're going to want to probably build a couple different things. It's easier to virtualize it than it is to have 600 computers laying around. That was one of my very early mistakes, was I had a laptop for every single machine that I was running, and I filled up my space rather quickly, and my wife became very upset, and yeah, so those computers are gone, long gone. They've been wiped and thrown out and recycled and given to people that need them. But VMware, it is costly. If you are a student, check to see if your school has a license with them. Sometimes you will get a student license, which gives you a year license of VMware for free, so free's good. VirtualBox is absolutely free. It's open source. You can, it runs just like VMware for the most part. I've had some trouble with it, but I'm just really used to VMware. So, there's also the kernel-based virtual machine and Virt Manager, which are Linux and free. Let's see, there's also Kimu, which is open source and free. Looks a lot of fun. I'm still kind of digging into that. If you caught my talk before, I got super busy. Still haven't had the time to really check out Kimu, but I've heard some good things about it, and I still really want to check it out. There's also Hyper-V, which is baked into Windows 10 Pro, Enterprise, and Education, and a lot of servers. Vagrant. Vagrant's really neat. You still need a hypervisor, but what it does is it lets you create parameters to build a virtual machine. So if you're tired of going through installing the same virtual machine over and over, you forgot to save your snapshots, save snapshots, but you keep just like building and building and building, you're getting tired, you're doing the same thing over and over, you can tell Vagrant to do that for you. It'll download a whole bunch of stuff for you. It'll download packages, it'll set up users, it'll do everything that you need to do, so that way you can make a box, burn it, start back from scratch, see where you went wrong, do it again, do it again, do it again, and it's the same thing constantly, so you know you're not making a mistake somewhere. Or if you're making a mistake, it's right there, you can see it, and it's a little bit easier. Also, DigitalOcean is there as well. Gives you an online hosting. It's low cost for always available VMs. I used this for a project to make an open VPN. It was a lot of fun. They have a lot of good write-ups on their website as well, so check them out. Even if you're not using their services, you can check out their write-ups and make a local VM instead and not have to pay them anything, which is, pretty cool. So you got the hypervisor. Now what? Well, you need an ISO, obviously. So there's Linux ISOs, there's Kali, Ubuntu, CentOS, Fedora, and Arch. All these links here. They're all free. They're all open source. They're all really neat. Also, Windows offers a 90-day machine that you can do. The instructions in Windows that Microsoft put out says, literally, first thing, make a snapshot. This will die in 90 days. It will no longer be usable. So make sure you read the instructions, make sure you read the licenses, check to see. Obviously, this is for testing purposes, not for hosting email servers for your company or anything like that. So just be mindful of your licenses. You don't want to have Microsoft knocking on your door because you're rebuilding your email server every 90 days and utilizing their stuff for free, and big nasty mess there. Links there at the bottom there. There's also some free tools that you can use. Obviously, Wireshark is a really good one. It's a network protocol analyzer. You've got PuTTY. You can SSH into things, or if you really want to, you can telnet into things. Do not telnet, please, 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 please. Do not telnet unless you're doing old stuff. I have a buddy that works somewhere else, and he told me a horror story that, he got his 4-year degree, he got it in security, now he's an IT guy, and he goes to go into their core switch, and he's talking to the veteran there, and he's like, so, how do I get in? Do I SSH into it? He's like, SSH? What? No, that would break it. We have telnet here. We need a change. No, we'll break things. Just use telnet. Oh, okay. We'll use telnet. It's okay, fine. PowerShell. It's really neat that PowerShell is now available on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS, and that's as of April. So hopefully that's something some veterans didn't know, that you can now use PowerShell in Linux and Mac. So there's a little PowerShell getting started set up there. Notepad++ has been my go-to since I started programming and coding and learning things. It's been my staple. It color codes things. I love colors. They stand out. They scream at me. They say, hey, there's a blatant error right here. You forgot to do something, and everything from here to here is now the same color. Oh, I forgot to curl it a little bit and throw this in there, and oh wow, suddenly everything is a different color, and everything's looking pretty and runs now. Awesome. One thing that I did pick up was Visual Studio Code. It's not just for Visual Studio. You can get a whole bunch of plugins for other programming languages and things like that. I'm lazy and I don't install Git, so every time I try to run it, it screams at me, hey, you don't have Git installed. Maybe you should get Git. I was like, no, don't want to do that. No time. Some other free stuff. Obviously, you got to type things up. Notepad's kind of bland, doesn't give you a whole lot. They are fixing Notepad to actually let you scroll through things and have fun and whatnot. That's coming out in one of the new Windows 10 things. But there's OpenOffice, there's LibreOffice, Google. You can get Google Docs and stuff like that. Gives you a whole suite of essentially Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint, except they're not PowerPoint. It's presentation, and it's not Excel. It's spreadsheets. And the only caveat is that you have to have a Google account, which most people already have now. So let's look at some hackable things, because that's why we're all here, right? This is a hacking convention. Let's hack something. So there's Metasploitable. It's a super vulnerable machine. It comes pre-exploitable. You download the VM, you fire it up. It's really good to use to learn Metasploit on Kali and test tools on. Obviously, don't throw this in a live environment where people can actually reach it, because it opens up a whole bunch of random ports that are very, 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 very juicy. And if someone sees it, they will try to get in, and yeah, you're just asking for trouble at that point. Do this on like a local network, behind firewalls, on a local machine that's turned off, airplane mode, and just make VMware make connections or something. There's also the OWASP Juice Shop. It's a vulnerable web shop for you to test tools on. You can get their companion guide from their website. It's really neat. You can also donate towards them or pay nothing. It's entirely up to you. Someone put together the information to give to people, but not everybody has to pay for it. That's kind of why it's there. So if you can, give to them. If not, it's there for you. There's also some other websites and web apps that you can hit. There's BWAP. BBox is literally a buggy web app machine. You can run tools against it to test web vulnerabilities. There's Google Grrr. It's another web app to hammer, but it's made by Google. And Over the Wire is a war game site. Follow their path and have some fun. They have a little scenario that you can go through. It jumps around a little bit, or you can just click on 1 and start there and go to 2 and go there and not jump around. But they'll show you the way. So if you're a book learner, kind of like me, I'm kind of old school. I like books. Books are awesome. Pact gives you a free book a day. They also offer a bunch of free books right there on the website if you don't like the current free book. Be careful with this, because sometimes when you go to the website at the time that the book rolls over, it kind of triggers their security to say that you're a bot just downloading the free book every once in a while, and it'll lock your account, and they'll say that there's nothing wrong with your account. I had a good month and a half of not being able to get the free book because they locked me down without telling me they locked me down, which was really awesome. Humble Bundle, they have a lot of really neat bundles. They get some from Pact, they get some from various locations, and you can even choose not to give to the publisher if you don't like that particular publisher for whatever random reason. If you think they overcharge for books, or anything that they do, you can give it directly to a charity. You can give it all to Humble Bundle so that they can keep running their website. It's a really awesome thing to do. And then Amazon Kindle, there's free books that are offered on there, just on Amazon itself. I'll show you how that looks right now. I had it where I had it all set up, and then gave the talk and went to go do the site, and they had changed everything around. So once you get to the free website, bookmark it, makes it that much easier. You don't have 6 million things to click on to get there. So here's the current path. You go to departments, you click on Kindle e-readers and books, click on Kindle books. Then on the left side, you pick a category. For this talk, I'll talk about computer technology. You click on link to bestsellers just below the category name, and then you click on top 100 free. This will not show you every single free book that's available for that, but it will show you the ones that are most downloaded. A lot of them are like the Amazon Kindle Fire official manual that wasn't written by Amazon, but it's free and it's there. So go to departments. And then little thing drops down, click on Kindle books right there. And then on the left-hand side, you pick a category. Just underneath Kindle ebooks, a little bit further down the list, I clicked on computer technology. Then you click bestsellers underneath the category that you picked, and then it'll give you a big old list of books that are paid. Click on top 100 free, and you're there. Bookmark it. It'll give you a one-click stop to get free stuff. Do take note that that list isn't 100% accurate. Sometimes they're on a limited timer that says, hey, it's free for this long, or hey, this is free with Kindle Unlimited. Make sure you get the buy now with one click, and it says $0.00. I had the misfortune of clicking on one and ordering a $75 book because it literally just ran out on free. And it's kind of hard to tell Amazon to refund you money when you were trying to get the book anyways. So, alright, so if you like videos, if you're more hands-on, don't like books, there's a lot of cool places that can give you talks and teach you things. There's Cybrary, videos geared towards certifications. You're working for somewhere that needs certifications or trying to get into somewhere that really requires certifications. This is where to go. Obviously, a lot of the talks here have said, you know, you don't need certifications to get into work, but some places require you per compliance and things like that. So there's also Codecademy. There's a lot of programming languages there for you to learn. You do have to sign up for a monthly fee to customize your path, but the free course is good. It's a good starting point. When I first started writing this up, they had a whole bunch of free things. You could choose whichever free program you wanted. If you want to learn Java, if you want to learn C#, if you want to learn C++, if you want Python, there's all sorts of stuff. And then a week before I tested my link, and it said, hey, we're behind a paywall now. Sign up, and then you can do your courses that you're working on. I was like, dang it. So I've got to change my slides again. So Khan Academy, there's a lot of subjects on there, not just computer stuff. There's math, science, finances, all cool things. My niece was having a really hard time with algebra, and I pointed her to this, and now she's whizzing through all sorts of crazy stuff. So there's also W3 Schools. W3 Schools has been a huge assistance with web languages and stuff. It's the sole reason I was able to pass my SQL courses. My professor gave us a link directly to this, and I was able to check on all of my listings and figured out why I failed almost every single assignment my first time through. So there's also Udemy. This was brought up at my alpha talk, which I thought was really cool. So you pay for the course. It's $10. There's tons of courses. The guy that told me about it was like, oh, I took a cooking course, and I took a yoga course, and I took this, and I took that, and I spent $40, but I learned stuff. So it's a pay-by-course. You choose a la carte what you want. There's tons of stuff on there. Check it out. So this conference, we like to talk. So I like Slack myself. It's team-based project management type application. On the free version of it, there's a message limit. Admins can download the old messages and kind of keep stuff aside. So just heads up on that. Don't talk about anything kind of crazy that you don't want people to know about. You can get it there. We use this with MySec. We use this with my cyber defense team that I'm a part of. It's been a great resource for me to learn and bounce ideas off of and add people to my slides later, like that guy sitting over there. So, Discord is a free hosted voice and text chat server. It's free. Discord hosts it. If you're old school and have heard about TeamSpeak and Ventrilo and other things like that, you used to have to set up a server or pay somebody to set up a server. Discord hosts all that for free. They're kind of not too transparent with what they do with all that data. So think about roughly what you're talking about and what you're sharing and things like that. So there's also Keybase. It's encrypted chat and file sharing. You can set up a team with it. You can verify people. You can set up a public key. You can encrypt things and send them. And it's got a built-in Windows app. It's got built-in apps everywhere. So give that a check out. And then join a community. If you've talked to anybody from MySec, they're at the Converge Detroit booth out there. They're why I'm here right now. If it weren't for MySec, I would not be standing up here talking. I would actually be shaking a lot more. They gave me my first alpha talk and said that my slides were trash and that I need to get them fixed. But very, very, very politely. The guy that told me that was British, so couldn't be nothing but polite. Find like-minded individuals. Teach each other. The best way to learn is to teach someone else something. It's great. You can check out MySec at www.mysec.us. We also have a Slack channel, mysec.slack.com. There's Windows desktop apps, there's Mac OS apps, there's Linux apps, Android apps, iPhone apps. I have Slack on every single one of my devices, and every time someone sends me a message, I have it in 7.1 surround sound, so it's amazing. Alright, so, I learned. Can I play now? I'm just gonna use this time to... I love this. This is the best GIF on the internet. When that was released, the internet was broken, it was over. Nothing can beat that. So, whole lot of work can be tiring. A very big name recently said to put away your console, let it collect dust, invest in yourself. But I found out very, very early on that I can burn myself out really badly if I don't have fun, and if I just do all work, you become a whole different beast, and it's not that fun. So, I thought, okay. This slide was not supposed to be there, but whatever. We'll go with it. GOG, good old games. It has a lot of older games, but it also has new games. They release things like Witcher and games that come out very, very recently, so give them a check out. Low cost. They do have an app now that kind of manages everything. It's a library, kind of like Steam. Humble Bundle, not just for books, not just for comic books, not just for videos and stuff. They have a lot of cheap games on there as well. Donate to charity. They also have a Humble Bundle monthly low-cost sub. It's $12. Pretty neat. Steam, there's a lot of cool games on there, obviously. It's on Linux, Apple, things like that. HackMud, HackNet, those are pretty cool. I found them... They give you like a pseudo terminal and you can LS into things. And as soon as I started LSing, I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is awesome. I'm doing things. And then my friend watched me play and was like, why aren't you using the GUI? There's command line. It's a game with command line. You got to use the command line. No, use the GUI. It's so much easier. You're not going to make any of the time trials. I'm like, fine, whatever. And then, Doki Doki Literature Club's on there. Huh. I thought I got rid of Monica, but, okay. Hi. Yes. Hello. Okay. Yep. Can't, you can never delete Monica, apparently. So, that's unfortunate. So your health. Everyone's situation is different, so I'm just gonna kind of lightly touch on this. Don't skip on things if you can. Food, what you put in. If you put a bunch of cheap stuff in, you're going to get a bunch of pain later. I found that out the very, 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 very hard way. I was putting a lot of cheap food in me, gained a lot of weight, ended up getting a double hernia from it, just all kinds of fun. You're going to have some rough consequences down the line. Doctor and dental, obviously, if you can, get to the doctor, talk to them, get your dental stuff. There are colleges out there that have schools that kind of give you either low cost or free cost attendance. You just have to fill out a whole bunch of paperwork. You have to wait in line. You have to give it some time. Sometimes you're not really getting the very first person that ever operated on anybody or is checking your cavities for the very first time. Sometimes your cavity check is actually someone's final. So, hooray! You might actually be getting a doctor without having to pay for it. So, big shout out to Amanda Berlin. She couldn't be here today. she's going to be somewhere else. But at Converge on May 10th, she gave a talk about mental health. Seriously, check this out. I cannot stress this enough. I really wish I had listened to this talk first. There's a link to Adrian's site that has that particular talk. It's under Converge, Detroit, 2018. It's called Hackers, Hugs, and Drugs, Mental Health, and InfoSec. Seriously, watch that. It's a great talk. Great talk. And I'll kind of go into why it's super important here in a second. So a cautionary, obviously I talked about a lot of stuff. My links may or may not be alive right now, so do some research before you download anything or running any scripts. If you go to 4chan, you listen to them that you have the System32 virus and you delete your System32, that's not a very good idea and not a very good way, but you can rebuild your machine again, for like the third time. Why do you keep getting tricked like that? But anyways, you have potential of doing some very bad things. I've been unfortunate in listening to internet advice because people don't lie on the internet. But if you aren't paying for it, you're more than likely the product. We've had issues with social media selling your data. With GDPR, they've had to tell you how they're selling your data a little bit more transparently, but, you never know. They can track your network patterns, such as free apps on your phone. If you're getting this really awesome free app, and it needs to know everything on your network. Why? Why does Candy Crush need to know that I have 3 computers on my network? Why do they need to know that? So just be careful of that. And to kind of touch back on piracy, I feel it's a short-term gain for long-term consequences. I've known people that have gone burned from pirating things. Just because you can find it free online doesn't mean it actually is free. That's why I say do the research. If someone has a free version of the newest game that's out and it's on their website and they say, oh, it's absolutely free, probably isn't. And you can still have to pay a hefty fine even though you weren't aware that it wasn't really free. Big thank you to Eggdrop and everybody here at GrrCon, all the volunteers, all the staff. See someone in a yellow shirt, see someone in a red shirt. Well, probably not the red shirts. They're busy doing security things. So yellow shirts, give them a high five, tell them thank you, give them a hug, give them some water, something. They're really awesome people. Converge and B-Sides Detroit, thank you for, giving me the chance to get up there and talk. I haven't noticed myself dancing around a whole lot, so hopefully the potty dance is gone, so hooray! Adrian, Iron Geek, he records all these talks and puts them up on his website. He takes time out of his schedule to give information to everybody. He likes sharing stuff. He's a cool guy. If you see him around, say hi to him. He's really cool. Amanda Berlin and my nameless friend. Kind of talked about it earlier, so mental health is extremely important. I cannot stress that enough. I had a panic attack while I was driving and got distracted, and I saw flashing red lights. I was like, body, don't worry about this. Just keep driving. I had to physically tell myself, hey, dumbass, that's a fucking train. Stop. I slammed on my brakes and nearly got hit by a train. I should have listened to Amanda's talk in May. Instead, it took me 2 months and nearly dying to go to the doctor. I told this to my friend, who has asked to remain nameless. He said, Mike, I'm worried about you. Go to a fucking doctor. His words exactly. I went to the doctor. I was about ready to clock out for the day and just go to the doctor, but I said, you know what? I want to talk to my doctor. She knows the situation. She knows what I need. And I got some medication to help me out. So, seriously, take that seriously. If you're feeling depressed, talk to somebody, figure it out. There's help. Trust me. Dan, Blacksite, and James, Green Jam 94, that gentleman standing right there in that yellow shirt, give him a big high five when you see him going out the door. He reviewed my slides, told me to take out Monica, but obviously you can't get rid of Monica. Sorry. Hopefully it's not as forced this time. But Dan told me to put more Monica in, so I kind of have to listen to the British guy. So if you see Dan, he's got purple hair. Really cool, really awesome guy. So go talk to him, say hi. I'm gonna try to throw questions up on this. Maybe break the projector right here. Ha! All right, any questions? Ooh. Nope. Questions? Sir. Comp renew? Okay. Okay. So, comp renew. Okay. So comp renew, $50 for a desktop, laptop. Check it out. Any other questions? Sir? The question was, is Codecademy really behind a paywall? They're not entirely behind a paywall. There's a free course you can kind of go through, but if you want to pick and choose your classes, you have to kind of pay a monthly subscription. So everybody's got to make money somehow. So that's the downfall of it. If you're not in it for the money, you're lying to yourself. So, any other questions? Have I ever tried looking into what? OBMF? What is that? Okay. I've not checked that out, so I will give that a look. Okay, sounds cool. Alright. Anybody else? Okay, cool. Here's my contact information. Here's my Twitter, my Keybase, MySec. MySec.herokuapp.com is the actual thing. If you try to join it from mysec.slack.com, it's not going to let you unless you're in the MySec app, or the Slack app itself. So let's freak the projector out again. There we go. All right, there you go. Thank you.